Welcome to the deep dive. If you're deep in ATPL theory right now, grappling with, well, just the sheer amount of information you need to absorb to get those wings, you'll know some systems are just tested relentlessly. Today, we're zeroing in on one of the big ones, the flight data recorder, the FDR. And we're not just scratching the surface here. Our goal is to really break down every single vital fact, every figure, every timeline, every rule you absolutely need to know. Specifically for tackling those ATPL exam questions confidently, we want crystal clarity on the system. It often gets tangled up in acronyms and dates, doesn't it?
It really does.
So yeah, our mission today, pure precision. Okay, let's unpack this.
Absolutely. And look, when you mention the flight data recorder, the FDR, yeah, everyone thinks accident investigation. And that's spot on. Its primary job, the legal requirement, is to safeguard that crucial flight data. So investigators can piece together what happened in an incident or, God forbid, an accident. But, and this is important for you to grasp, it's not just about crashes. This system is also feeding data for, well, everyday operations. Think system health checks, looking at trends over time.
Ah, okay. So troubleshooting too.
Exactly. Helping maintenance pinpoint those tricky intermittent faults.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a legal must-have, but also a practical tool for keeping the aircraft airworthy. Right, let's start with the basics, the things you can instantly identify. These are guaranteed exam points. We're talking about the famous black box, which of course isn't black at all.
Yeah, the classic irony. It's bright orange or red.
Usually a very vibrant red or orange, yeah. And that's purely for visibility. Makes it easier to spot in wreckage, whether that's on land or, deep underwater. It's housed in an incredibly tough, shock-resistant box, designed to survive extreme impacts, intense fire, deep sea pressure, the works.
And its placement is key for that survival, right? Where do they usually stick it?
Almost always right at the back of the aircraft.
Yeah.
Typically secured under the fin in the tail section.
Why there specifically?
Well, think about most accident scenarios. The impact forces tend to decrease towards the tail. It's generally the last part of the structure to hit and suffer major damage in a forward crash. So statistically, it's the safest place for the recorder to survive intact.
Makes sense.
And tied directly to survival, especially in water, you've got the underwater locating device, the ULD. It's mounted right on the front of the FDR unit itself.
That's the pinger, right?
That's the one. If the recorder ends up submerged, this device starts emitting an ultrasonic ping. Critically, it has its own independent battery. It has to keep pinging for a minimum of 30 days after it gets wet to give search teams a fighting chance of finding it.
Okay, so red or orange, tail section, ULD pinger on the front, good for 30 days. Got it.
Those are definitely core facts. Right, let's dive a bit deeper into the design. You mentioned the tough box, but inside, we're not talking old-school magnetic tape anymore, are we?
Oh, long gone. Modern FDRs use solid-state memory. Think basically a super rugged, high-capacity digital storage device sealed inside that protective casing.
That when you're revising, that physical checklist is key. Vivid color, tail location, ULD, easy marks if you remember those three.
Absolutely. Now, let's tackle something that often trips people up in exams, the recording duration. How long does it actually store data for?
It's not infinite, right? It must overwrite older data. Exactly. It works on a loop, constantly recording over the oldest data to maintain a history of the most recent flight operations. And the key thing for your exams is knowing the two main mandatory recording times. These are tied directly to the aircraft's size and sometimes its age or registration date.
Okay, two main times. What are they?
The most common one, covering the majority of large commercial aircraft specifically, we're talking aircraft with a maximum takeoff mass, or MTOM, over 5,700 kilograms, requires the FDR to store at least the last 25 hours of flight data.
25 hours. Okay. Why so long?
It gives investigators a really good window, not just the flight itself, but potentially previous flights or operational cycles leading up to an event. It helps spot developing trends or issues that might have started days earlier. 25 hours covers a lot of operational ground.
Right, 5,700 kilos MTOM. That number pops up a lot in regulations, doesn't it? But you said there were two durations. Is there a shorter one?
There is, yes. And this is a classic.
All right. Many thanks for listening to this free part of the ATPL Theory podcast. If you want to continue learning and access the full comprehensive guide, go to my Patreon at patreon.com/ATPLtheory or my Hero at herohero.co/ATPL. That is patreon.com/ATPLtheory or herohero.co/ATPL. Wishing you all the best